everyone, Kaylee, your friendly neighborhood hairstylist here, and today we're talking all about Safiya NYGAARD's wedding hair, including the consult that I did with her in LA. Let's get into it. So you guys might not be aware, I have done a few videos with Safiya on her channel. Basically, when she did her decade series, I helped her transform her hair into each different decade from the 50s through the 80s. It was so much fun. If you haven't watched those videos or subscribed to Safiya NYGAARD, fix that now. So earlier this year, I got a very exciting text message from Safiya asking me to do her wedding hair. And I have never been so excited for a text in my entire life. It's been so much fun getting to do videos with her. I respect her and admire her so much. So being a part of her wedding day, amazing. So exciting. And I was out in LA in September and we decided to do a little hair trial together and try out all the different hairstyles that we'd been sending to each other back and forth. I decided to film it for you guys. And the reason you haven't seen it until now is because I didn't want to give anything away. And I also thought it would be cool to show you guys how I did it. So I'm going to be recreating the hairstyles on myself. I got a lot of questions about it. A lot of people that want to wear their hair down or half up when they're getting married. And I thought, let's talk through it and the pros and cons and how to do it and all the stuff. So we have a lot of ground to cover in this video. I am super duper excited about it. I am so grateful again to Saf for filming with me and letting me be part of the big day. And I think you guys are gonna love it. I do wanna tell you that we have a side camera angle for the trial footage because we used 2 camera angles and I lost one of them. But it's still, you get the whole idea, you still get to get the whole process. It's fine. I just wanted to shout out that's what's going on there. Okay? Okay, let's get into it. So our actual consultation started months before the actual trial. We were sending pictures back and forth, we were talking and texting. And because all the images that we were sending back and forth were kind of following the same vein, I thought I had a really good idea of what Saf wanted going into it, but obviously I wanted to hear her thoughts.
I definitely want to have my hair partly down.
Okay, how do you picture it looking in the front?
I don't know.
Okay. That's where I come in. We've got whimsy, we've got effortless. I know you've been growing your hair out because, you know, you have the wedding coming up.
Yeah.
Would you want to add in some length with extensions? Would you want to play around with that?
I think that we could and should.
To keep from actually recreating the 60s look that we did a couple years ago, I put her extensions in and cut them to length and then curled them before we got started. And then it was time for our first hairstyle. Now, Safiya and I had been scouring the internet for the perfect circlet. I cannot express to you how many we sent back and forth to each other. So once everything was curled, we had a few to try on. Here's option number 1. We've got it as kind of a tiara.
Oh, wow. I really like this. Weirdly, this tiara is growing on me.
Yeah.
I think I like it because it's not very high. This one could be worth me keeping around. Oh.
Something like that.
That's cute. I think I like the other way more though.
I think so too, but you can take a look, see what you think.
Oh, I like this one. This is like the plop I was looking for.
The flop.
This one's actually really cute, Kaylee.
All right.
I enjoy this one a lot.
Yay, I'm so glad. But after trying out our 2 favorites of the actual pile of headbands that was in front of us, I'm not kidding, I decided to show her kind of my own DIY idea, putting together some elements that I really liked. I think I would actually construct these together into an actual headband if you liked how this looked instead of doing it as like hairpins.
So you would take them off and put them on a headband?
Yeah.
You know how to do that?
Mm-hmm. All my years of jewelry making in my room by myself.
Kaylee, I didn't know you could do that. Oh, Kaylee, you shouldn't have told me that.
Oh no. I contain multitudes, yo.
Shall I look?
Yeah, take a look.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm stuck to my chair, but I'm excited. Ooh, Kaylee, these are good looking stars. These are really good looking stars. This is like totally the vibe.
Yeah?
What words were you using when you were looking at the Pinterest board earlier?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
It's like all of those things. It's like a little...
whimsical, Victorian, steampunk, forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the antique gold finish does a lot for it, actually.
I think so too. And I actually like the matte gold on this headband too.
Yeah. I'm interested.
Oh my gosh, I could have too much fun with this. Are we saying I'm making you a headpiece?
I mean, are you saying that you're gonna make me a headpiece?
Girl, I will do it. If this is the pick, I'll do it for sure.
I'm gonna say a soft yes. I think this.
Oh my God.
I think this could be the one.
I would be so honored to have made like not only your hairstyle but your hairpiece.
No, I think that this looks really good. I think this is totally the vibe. Yeah.
So does that mean we're saying yes to the stars?
I'm saying yes to the stars.
And that was the first hairstyle that we planned to try that day. Just a quick little wave and headband moment. The next one we wanted to try was a celestial hairstyle that was kind of half up, half down. So then the next thing that we talked about was possibly doing like a little bit half up in the sense that like some was up, not in the sense that like
Half of it was up.
yeah. Maybe adding in bling in another way, maybe doing like more little pins, or doing a circlet or anything like that.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
I like the ones that you had shown me where there was just like kind of like almost like a cascade
Yeah.
of pins in the back. I thought that was cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it. I mean, I'm also just really excited about these pins, so.
I'm really excited for you. Also, I mean, I got them on Amazon kind of the last minute because I was like, I just want one more star thing, and they're great.
They are great. So you're gonna heat them up. They're gonna come off, and then
I
are
feel like I
you
need
going?
to do some kind of like ASMR video for you around this.
You're gonna just weld them?
I haven't done a lot of soldering, but yeah, either that or I'm gonna use my E6000. Oh hey.
What's an E6000?
E6000 is a kind of glue.
Oh.
All right, I didn't go too tendrily. We could do more tendrils if you want. Could always do more tendrils.
Is there a cap on the tendril?
I don't think so. Kaylee seems down for tendrils, so.
Oh yeah.
All right. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot, Kaylee.
Ooh.
It is similar to the other one,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like sort of wavy and long and
Yeah.
kind of like mermaidy-ish.
And these pieces can still come forward and we can still have stuff in the back if you want, or you can leave it all back, just depending on
Yeah.
the vibe.
I really like the some pieces are back, but it's definitely not a full half
Yeah.
look. I think
I
that's
do
a
too.
cool look. I think that the tendrils could work really well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Let
I
me show
think
you
the
what the
tendrils
back
could work
looks like.
really
I took
well.
some pictures for you.
I think it keeps the waves and it parties more in the front.
Yeah.
There's like it's like a little more styled.
Yeah.
But I also really like the first one too. So
Yeah.
it's not necessarily saying that one's out of the running.
Right. Well, let me show you what the back looks like.
Oh, it looks pretty cool, honestly. I think that these like things you bought off Amazon are a huge winner because
Yeah.
they look great in both scenarios.
I'm stunned.
yeah, they look really cool in both
The link
scenarios.
below.
It's weird because I really like it, but I also am sort of attached to like my original vision of like the kind of like crowny type thing.
Yeah.
But I also really like it.
Well, maybe there's a mix we could think about where I pull some pieces back, but you still have a crown in the front.
Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm interested.
So we tried a quick little half up with a headpiece to see how that would go.
A second option has been born. It's pretty cool, guys.
Hey.
I was just telling Kaylee, I think this is growing on me for real.
All right, we're just gonna take this one that's already
Yes.
made and all that, stick it in.
Also like this. I think actually of the two hairstyles, sort of like disregarding the accessories for this moment, I think I like this one.
Okay.
With it like sort of a little bit back.
Yeah.
I think this could be a winner. I think this is really cool. Yeah.
But I do like when a bride wears her hair down to have some of it up, because otherwise you're gonna be doing this so much, like trying to get hair out of your face, get hair back into your face,
Yeah.
And so this kind of like puts the key players where they need to be and lets everything else do whatever.
I know what you mean. I'd be like this or like, yeah, pushing it back a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is cool. I like this a lot.
Okay. And you can also picture it with like these guys instead if you wanted to.
I'm weirdly torn between a sort of crown situation or the sort of like cascade of pins in the back. I think I was envisioning something more like this, where it had like more of like a circlet or a crown situation. But maybe the reason I haven't found like the one after looking for one for so long is because it wasn't the right thing.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's almost what's drawing me towards the other one. Because I'm like, oh, this feels cool and good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Versus like the circlet, I've been like trying to hammer it out almost.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Square through circle hole.
Yes, I've been trying to put a square through a circular hole.
Huh.
Yeah, maybe.
Here's the thought though.
Yeah.
What if one is for the reception and one is for the ceremony?
Oh, that's interesting. That's intriguing, actually. That is intriguing.
think so.
I'm interested by that. We could do both. We could do it all. We could order thousands of these pins off of Amazon and just throw them at us. I'm intrigued. I don't know what to say besides that.
We're intrigued. I like
I'm
intrigued.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you think that this one looks from the back with the crown on? Do you think it looks good?
It does look good, so it can be whatever you want it to be. So I just did 2 little twists on this one.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, so it's not a lot. It could be more tousled. I could put a braid in it. It's me.
I know you want to do that, yeah.
I'm trying really hard.
I feel torn. I don't know.
It's okay to have like lots of thoughts.
Okay, I have lots of thoughts
Yeah.
and feelings.
And also, like, you're gonna try your dress on again. You're gonna do some fittings, and then you'll be able to think about it when you have the dress on. That'll, like, you'll have more clarity. You've
All right.
got some flexibility.
We'll keep thinking on it,
Okay,
for sure.
yeah.
We'll keep thinking on it.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Cool. And after all of that, I had actually managed to throw Safiya a little bit because we went in thinking this is the thing. We'll do a couple other hairstyles for the video's sake, but this is the thing. And then we ended up with 3 really good options that she really, really liked. So I went home to North Carolina and gave her some time to think about it, checked in a couple weeks later, and then I got the news, we had picked our hairstyles. So what Safiya ended up picking, probably know by now if you've seen any of her videos, were number 1, the waves and crown. And then she did end up going for the reception hairstyle change, which I was very excited about. In my mind, I was gonna give her like a more Tisha Adams change, but this one was even more perfect for her actual wedding day. But to show you guys how it came together, we're gonna start with the ceremony hairstyle. Actually, little behind the scenes story from me. The hairstyle actually started the day before. I got the hair extensions from Safiya because they were not in great shape.
Literally what happened after the 60s video was filmed in December 2017 is I came home, took the extensions out, put them on that thing, and zipped them up. And that's what happened. This is the first time they've been out of the bag in a while.
Yeah, I had loaded these up with product to make them look like hippie hair. And then Safiya had gotten home from the shoot that day, put them back on their hanger in their bag, and left them there for 2 years. Now here's the deal. The company that she got these from, sadly not around anymore, but the hair is really, really good. So I knew it would be fine, but it needed an emergency spot treatment. So the day before, I used clarifying shampoo. I did a deep conditioning treatment. I did another round of conditioner. I used a leave-in conditioner. I blow dried them. I curled them. They looked amazing. And I clipped them up to cool, left them till the next day so that they would be just set in their curls, ready to go, ready to stay in place. That was the day before the wedding. On the day of the actual wedding, we were ready to use them. So on the wedding day, I arrived to the hotel room and Saf was in the shower, getting ready. I set up my stuff, she sat down, and we started by drying her hair. Now, Safiya, kind of similarly to me, has hair that is finer, straighter, does not like to hold a curl. Also, we needed it to hold the curl all day long, so I started building the hold in while the hair was wet. And I did that first with the Bumble Thickening Full Form Soft Mousse. It builds gravity-defying styles you can fluff, muss, and touch. Basically, I wanted something that was gonna help with volume and help with hold. So, we just put a really nice golf ball-ish sized amount. I don't play golf, is that right? Here, fingertips to apply, really focusing around the ears up. Because like the ears down, they don't really matter so much. Next, to keep the hold going, but also to add smoothness and shine and luster, I went with the Kerastase Le Incroyable Blow Dry. You guys know that I love this. I feel like I've used it in a lot of videos. I at least know that I've tried to say Le Incroyable a lot of times. It's just like a nice little serum. And that goes through the mid-lengths to ends. And then Safiya's hair is naturally really shiny, so I didn't feel the need to add any more shine enhancing products at this point. I just went in with my round brush and my blow dryer. And the goal for everything from the ears up was to blow it out and forward so that we got as much volume as possible, because we needed her natural hair to match the volume of the extensions we were gonna be adding in next. Oh my God, my hands, my wrists, my arms. Also my volume. I am ready to speak to a manager. Once volume and fluff was achieved, we were ready to move on to the hair extensions, and I applied them the same way that I did in my short hair extensions video, which you can check out if you want to see. Even though Safiya's hair isn't necessarily in a bob, it's only a few inches longer than mine currently, so I wanted to follow the same way so that it looked as natural as possible. A couple things I did that were unique for Safiya's hairstyle were, one, to use my Vloom to add some texture to the roots, and then add in some texturizing spray, back comb it, and then apply the hair extensions. That way they were locked in. I didn't want her losing one single clip throughout the day. The next thing that I did was to spray the hair with 1-800-HOLD ME. It's a light hold hairspray that also provides heat protection. So it was both our heat protectant, our shine, and our super holds. And finally, I curled each weft as I applied them. That way, each piece of hair and each piece of extension were perfectly curled together. Obviously, the hair extensions had already been curled, but doing that extra little bit both helped to enhance the curl on those extensions and meld the two together. As far as the curl method, everything was curled away from the face, and I just wrapped it all around the iron, leaving out a little bit of ends. Then I would duck the iron, slide it out, and slide it over the ends while slightly curling the iron. That way, we had a looser end that still had a little bit of a curl to it, rather than a fully straight, like beachy end. Wow, my hair looks big. It is full of secrets. The next step is the all-important brush out, because we're not leaving it in ringlets. For Saf, I used my fingers. For myself, I'm using the Tangle Teaser Ultimate Finisher. And then it's just time for finessing. So any areas where the hair extensions and the real hair aren't perfectly melded, I went back and recurled. And then I used some Oribe dry texturizing spray to add texture, and the tiniest bit of Kenra hair taffy to add some definition and hold. And that was Safiya's kind of wavy base for our two hairstyles. So behind the scenes fun fact is that we started a little bit late on her hair, and so I wanted to save as much time as possible, and that's one of the reasons why I did the curls as I put the hair extensions in. But I did find that it helped a lot to make sure like every little piece was curled, the short pieces were curled in with the long pieces. It actually ended up being a really good way to do it. And now onto the crown. I ended up making 2 crowns for Safiya because I was really terrified that I was gonna spend a lot of time on one and she was gonna hate it, so I spent a lot of time on 2. It doubled my odds of success. One of them I did in the same style as the headband that she tried on back in LA and really liked, but I did it with the antique stars rather than the shiny gold ones of that headband. The second one I made just according to my own design eye, and that was the one she picked, which makes me personally very proud. Now I've got to say, Safiya was very intrigued by the way I was gonna make these crowns.
So you're gonna heat them up, they're gonna come off, you're gonna just weld them.
I haven't done a lot of soldering, but yeah, either that or I'm gonna use my E6000. So I figured I would talk a little bit about how I made the crowns. I was going to film it, but I was feeling so much pressure, I physically could not. So when I MacGyvered kind of my own headband idea in the trial run with Safiya, she really liked the matte gold headband. I started by searching the internet for a matte gold headband to use as my base. Could not be found on the internet. So I decided that I would sacrifice the little double band gold headband that she had tried on by splitting it into 2 and using it as the base of 2 different crowns. Don't worry, even though that one is discontinued, I went on Poshmark, I found a replacement, I'm okay now. And then I started with these bobby pins that I purchased on Amazon. These were gonna be the starbursts that we used, but obviously they had to come off the bobby pins. So I just heated it up with a little soldering tool and boop, took it off a bunch of times so that I had enough stars. And then to adhere the stars to the headband, I either soldered or epoxied them based on the material they were made of. Some of them really did not want to solder. And that's how the crowns came together, and I still have the rejected crown here, so that's what I'm gonna be using to show you guys the final hairstyle. Fun fact, I was terrified that either a bobby pin or one of the crowns I had made would break over the course of the day, which is why I had super glue in my bag, which we eventually used to glue Tyler's shoe back together. I'm glad it was helpful, and I'm glad I did not cause the emergency. One other thing about this is that I decided not to put a comb on the back of the crown, like a little hook for it to go in, because when I was doing the trial run, I was having so much trouble getting hair pieces to go into her hair while she had all the extension clips in. So I figured they would hold it in place just fine, and they did, and it was a lot easier to put it in. Just a fun little note in case you end up doing a similar hairstyle. I ended up loving this hairstyle for this ceremony. Between like the beautiful deep waves and the headpiece, it all just was the perfect amount of statement, but at the same time went with everything else. I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little sacrilegious wearing her hairstyle right now, but oh gosh, I feel really beautiful. And then moving on to the reception hairstyle. Now, when Safiya said that we had 5 minutes to do this hairstyle, we had 5 minutes and we made it happen. And I'm gonna show you how that went down. I should note that my hair is parted on the opposite side of Safiya's, so my shallow side is on the right of my head, her shallow side was on the left. Glad we cleared that up. On one side, the shallow side with less hair, I picked up a section of hair and did a little bit of teasing on the back to kind of help to net the hair together, make it a little bit more moldable, swept it back, pinned it in place. And then on the other side, the side with more hair, I did the same thing, but I twisted it just once to give a little bit more dimension, not so much to give a whole lot of twist. I also made sure to loose a couple of tendrils around the face because after Safiya's K-pop video, she learned that she really liked tendrils and she wanted to incorporate that into the wedding look. To secure everything, I just pinned up and into the twist to make sure those bobby pins were hidden. And now we get to add all the sparkly things. I went in with these starburst bobby pins and one little moon pin, which I pinned into the twist so that it kind of like framed everything, made it all flow, made it cute. And these are literally just from Amazon. I used about 4 packs in her hair. These are the same stars that were part of her headpiece, so I loved the continuity between those things, but that it was still its own hairstyle. And I also just loved how these sparkly pins looked against her dark hair. Like a mix of the sparkles and the fact that they were stars made it look like an actual constellation on her head. Constellation, but make it bridal. Am I right? Am I right? I did it. I was proud of it. I loved it. Now be kind to me because I can't see the back of my head. I'm gonna do the best that I can, but mostly you just place these mostly sporadically with just a little bit of guidance. So I'm just kind of like following the shape of the hair. Okay, you get the idea. I'm gonna go finish the rest off camera where I can see what I'm doing. And that was how we accomplished our very quick costume change. Now this hairstyle was particularly good for Safiya because when we did her trial, she really liked the idea of having some hair up and out of the face.
I really like the some pieces are back, but it's definitely not a full half.
Yeah.
Look. I think that's a cool look.
Just overall, it's nice because you get the whole illusion and feeling of having your hair down while the important pieces have been swept back. So the need to mess with them is greatly diminished. And that does make just receptions, weddings, everything much easier. And you'll notice that my version of this hairstyle is a little bit more spread out than I did on Safiya on her wedding day. I just think this is one of those hairstyles that never comes together the same way twice, and that is the beauty of it. You always just do it based on what you're feeling in that moment and how everything's looking. And you can do it with as many pins as you want, you know, like 3, 20, a million C, whatever. Maybe not a million C. And that was how Safiya's hair came together from inception to trial to reality. I loved the whole process, and her wedding was one of the most beautiful weddings I've ever been to. I laughed, I cried, it moved me. And I have not stopped saying how happy I was to be able to be a part of their day. Again, I think that they are just an amazing couple. They're amazing people. They are talented beyond belief, and anytime I get to just be in their orbit is a good time. So thank you, Safiya and Tyler, for having me be part of your day. And thank you guys for watching. I hope that you got some good ideas. Maybe if you have a formal event coming up, maybe if you're planning for a wedding, or you just want to see like what figuring out a hairstyle is like. Because I always kind of have to talk brides through it whenever I do wedding hair, because you know, you start out with an idea and it evolves. And sometimes it evolves from the trial to the ceremony. And that's totally fine. All I need to know is what to bring that day. And I can do whatever. And that's true for most hairstylists. So stay open, keep creating. It'll be totally fine, and it'll be totally fun. If you haven't seen Safiya's wedding video or subscribed to her channel, I'm going to link both below. You must check out both because she's incredible. Her videos are amazing, and that wedding video is the most darling thing I've ever seen. But you know, while you're here, you could also click the subscribe button and join the Braidaholic family here on Kayley Melissa. We do a whole lot of hair stuff here, from weddings to pop culture recreations to product reviews to 5-minute hairstyles and everything in between. It's a fun time. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, you can hit the like button to help support my channel, and all of y'all can hit that bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video. But that's it for today. Whether you're old or you're new or you're a casual lurker, thank you for spending time with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye! Ba, 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 ba. When you realize in the middle of filming that you're not sure that you shaved your armpits recently. Over the moon, through the moon, into the stars. Woo! I feel like Cinderella.